can feel it when I walk in. I don't chase the noise, I listen. Silence speaks before I mention anything at all. I don't need to raise my volume. Confidence don't beg for focus. Grace is how I hold a moment before I make the call. Slow down, feel the space between. Heart loud, but my voice stays clean. It's the way we move slow before we speak. Let the spirit show. I see you without the spotlight glow. Respect first, that's how we grow. Etiquette, it's the power in poise. Calm hands, never making noise. Soft strength, that steady voice that don't have to destroy. Everybody rushing to be heard now, talking over truth just to be loud. But I learned presence is a crown. You don't have to fight for it. Look you in your eyes when I greet you. Energy check, I don't compete you. I can shine and still uplift you. That's the real. Breathe in, let the ego rest. Lean in, honor every guest. It's the way we move slow before we speak. Let the spirit show. I see you without the spotlight glow. Respect first, that's how we grow. Etiquette, it's the power in poise. Calm hands, never making noise. Soft strength, that steady voice that don't have to destroy. Etiquette, it's the way we move slow before we speak. Let the spirit show. I see you without the spotlight glow. Respect first, that's how we grow. Etiquette, it's the power in poise. Calm hands, never making noise. Soft strength, that steady voice that don't have to destroy. You don't gotta prove your shine. Real gold, don't scream my mind. Presence is a sacred sign of someone who knows their worth. You don't gotta steal the room. Blooming flowers don't assume, they just open and perfume the air with who they are. Etiquette, it's the quiet flame, moves with love, not with the name. Power doesn't need a claim, it just stands and stays the same. Etiquette, etiquette reminds us we are not alone. Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of tea. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchored down, baby, daily dose of tea. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them. She don't beg, she just glows.
Etiquette. is the quiet language we speak before we ever open our mouth. It is the posture before the handshake, the tone before the truth, the respect before the request. It's how we say, I see you, without demanding to be seen. In a world loud with opinions and fast with reaction, etiquette is the gentle pause that reminds us we are not alone. Tonight, we talk about the word that teaches us how to move with grace in a crowded room. Etiquette. Welcome to Daily Dose of D. Grand Rising, Grand Afternoon, or Grand Evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Dose of D. I am your host, Goddess D of Love. How's everybody doing? Yes, we have made it to Monday, y'all. We've made it to Monday. So we gonna talk about making that money. This is Money Making Monday. That's what we calling it here today at Daily Dose of D. Y'all make sure y'all out there making that money on this Monday and stay positive. I hope, like I said, everyone had a wonderful weekend. To all my people and friends and family and just everybody in general that is getting that bad snowstorm. I know the people in New York are. Stay warm, stay safe, protect your family, protect your animals that's part of your family. Stay warm and stay hydrated and stay in the house. If you do not need to go out, go ahead and stay in the house, okay? So let's go get into the subject today on this Money Making Monday. So the word of the day is etiquette, the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. Let's not forget our quote of the day, which is by Will Cuppy. Etiquette means behaving yourself a little better than is absolutely essential. So let's get into it. We're diving into a word that might sound a bit fancy to some, or even old fashioned, but it's actually the secret sauce for making life run smoothly. We're talking about etiquette. At its simplest, etiquette is a set of rules or customs that control how we behave in social groups. But it's not just about which fork to use at a fancy dinner. It's really about showing respect and making the people around you feel comfortable. The story where the word comes from is actually pretty fascinating when I did this research. Let's talk about it. Etiquette is the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. When we refer to etiquette, we're talking about the expected rules that guide how we interact with others respectfully. It is not just about knowing which fork, like I said, to use at dinner. It is about understanding how your behavior affects the comfort, dignity, and experiences of others. So, this word came from the French word etiquette, which originally means a ticket or label. Okay, this word was originally meant a ticket or label. So, in the court of Louis at the Palace of Versailles, small cards were used to instruct guests on proper conduct. These labels told the nobles where to stand, how to behave, and when to approach the king and queen. Over time, the word evolved from meaning a literal label to meaning a prescribed code of behavior. Y'all see that? I found this story very interesting because, like I said, back in those times, it was they were given a label, right? And this is how you were supposed to stand, how you were supposed to behave when you're around the king and queen, even to approach them. But as time went on, this became more of a behavior. So the root can be traced to the Old French, as I mentioned, meaning to attach or stick, stick, which came from Germanic root meaning to stick or pierce. In essence, etiquette began on something attached to instructions and eventually became attached behavior. So you might ask, why is it called etiquette, right? Because originally it was a written guide, as I mentioned, a label on how to behave. Now, today, it's no longer in a card in your hand, it is an invisible guide in your heart and in your mind. So, at the core, etiquette is about consideration, respect, and self awareness. It is the social glue that helps communities and people function smoothly. Without it, conversation turns into conflict, gatherings turn into chaos, and differences turn into division. Have you ever noticed how sometimes we don't realize how important something is until it's missing? Like some good Wi Fi or hot water or somebody just saying, thank you. Take a quick second and think about the last time someone showed you genuine courtesy. It probably stayed with you. So hold that thought. I'm going to be right back after these messages and we're going to continue this conversation on etiquette.
Etiquette. Excellent. It means the customary code of polite behavior in a society or among members of a particular profession or group. In other words, it's the behavior that is accepted as polite, as kind, as the proper way to act in a situation, right? For example, when you come into someone's home, when I was in South Korea, right? When I went into someone's home, proper etiquette was for me to, you guessed it, take off my shoes. That was a behavior that was seen as polite, as proper in Korean culture. Remember, we're speaking about culture. Make sense? Excellent.
Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, bruh. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, bruh. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, bruh. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, it. Brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, crazy. Brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Brother. Come on, brother. Go. Yeah, each one and teach one. Come on, brother. Go. Ain't you tired of seeing people? Come on, brother. Go. Brother. Hey. Come still in that emergency state, go ready the date. If we don't get our act right, it just might be too late. No longer the wait, it's about time we elevate. I know you love to talk down and debate, but how we gon' find a way to keep the kids from getting hit by bullets dead straight on the switch of a gun that didn't fuck up the aim? Don't trip, I'm still pulling up on Saturday at 2 or even 2:30. Big mouthpiece back to clear up your vision, cause I know it's been getting blurry. They say that boy funny and he strictly good vibes only. COC money land and this G is still a homies. Don't forget every other mental health money to come pull up on me. At about 2:45, we can go live like it's us only. Surely but surely, old boy said he my dog, but this I heard he been hating on me. Hey, hold up, homie, come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, my sister, don't you know you are destined for greatness? Come on, sister, I put big brother mouthpiece in your playlist. Come on, sister, sleep with your twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister, where the love at? I see black hatred.
Welcome back, Love Palace family. If you did not get a chance to tune in to Come On Brother this Saturday, it was a good subject. He talked about them 69 gods, them fans, and them fabs. So go ahead, if you did not get a chance, go ahead and run that back. And then make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Big Mouthpiece so you don't miss when he comes live. He has Mental Health Mondays every other Monday. And then he has Come On Brother and all so many wonderful topics every Saturday afternoon. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue in our discussion, right? Because we are talking about etiquette. What is etiquette and why it still matters today? So, when we talk about etiquette, there's usually like five, four, I don't like to say rules, let's say guidelines that people go by because there's all type of etiquettes, but there's some guidelines that people usually go by, right? So the first one, the core etiquette is the respect for others. Just that simple. Respect means acknowledging another person's value, time, space, and perspective. This shows up in many different ways: listening without interrupting, not invading personal space, and speaking without belittling, which means valuing the people around you regardless of the status. Yes, that very first core value of etiquette is respect. Now, the second one is just it's courtesy. Courtesy is kindness in action. Let me say this again. Courtesy is kindness in action. Now, y'all remember I did a live, if you tuned in to Daily Dose of D, about being kind. So that is something that is courtesy, is kindness in action. It's holding a door open, saying please and thank you, and being mindful of how your actions affect others. Courtesy is proactive. It anticipates needs and seeks to ease interaction. Now, the third core value of etiquette is honesty. Honesty with tact, to be exact. Etiquette does not mean that you lied to protect feelings. Let me say this again. Etiquette does not mean that you lie to protect feelings, but it also requires that you communicate truth with sensitivity. There is a difference between being blunt and being constructive. Be genuine, but do it with kindness. Now, this fourth one, ooh, I know some of y'all might have a difficult time with this fourth one, but a common way of having etiquette is being punctual, having punctuality. Being on time communicates that you value someone else's schedule. Chronic lateness, on the other hand, says my time matters more than yours. Etiquette teaches us that time is a shared resource. That fourth one. Y'all be punctual out there. Value other people's time. Like I said, chronic lateness says that my time matters more than yours. And the final one, the fifth one, is appropriate appearance and behavior. Now, this does not mean expensive clothing or rigid formality. It means understanding content. Okay, let me say this. Appropriate appearance means doesn't mean expensive clothes or rigid being formal. It means understanding content, what you wear and how you behave at a wedding, a job interview, a casual brunch should reflect awareness of the setting and the people present. So let me go over those five with you real quick again. You know, that first one was respect, right? That was the very first one, the five core guidelines of etiquette. The second one was to be courteous. The third one is honesty. And the fourth one, punctuality. And the fifth, appropriate appearance and behavior. So let's bring everything together in full. A detailed picture. Imagine you're teaching etiquette to younger adults preparing for life. You would explain 10 foundational rules of etiquette in a way that feels alive and practical. You would tell them how to greet people warmly, make eye contact, offer a firm but not overpowering handshake. You're going to say, listen more than you speak. You're going to tell them, avoid gossip, respect people's privacy, and show gratitude that you're grateful regularly, and apologize sincerely when wrong. To be mindful of digital communication and to practice table manners that make others comfortable at shared meals. Now, with these 10 things that I just mentioned, you would weave in what many call the four C's. The four C's is consideration, courtesy, being civil, and character. These are the internal traits you need to stay grounded in. Consideration reminds us to think before we act. Yes, when we're considerate, we're going to be like, hold on, before I do anything, let me think before I act. You're going to consider that. Courtesy is going to encourage kindness in tone and gesture. When you have courtesy, your tone and your gestures to be in a respectful way. Being civil demands respect even when we disagree. Let me say that one again. Being civil demands respect even when we disagree. And that last one, character. Character ensures that our good manners are not just for show, but reflect who we truly are. Character, yes, I'm going to say this one again, ensures that our good manners are not just for show, just because we're in a certain environment. It's to reflect who we truly are. Okay? So then there's this thing, a part of etiquette that is respect, responsibility, and respect and restraint. Excuse me. Respect, responsibility, and restraint. Respect honors others' dignity. Responsibility. It means owning your words and your actions. Did you hear that? Responsibility means you're going to own what you say and own what you do. Restraint is the discipline to pause before reacting, especially in moments of anger or pride. When you combine all these things that I just mentioned, the character traits and the fundamental respect, you have a complete roadmap for any social situation. So, If we were given this lesson, at the end of this lesson, you would look the people in the eyes, the young adults, and say that etiquette is not about impressing people, it's about honoring people. Let me say this again to you guys. Etiquette is not about impressing people, it's about honoring them. So let's pause right here. If this is resonating with you, take a moment and just think about who first taught you your manners. A parent, a grandparent, a teacher, a mentor, a family member. Sometimes we don't realize the seeds that were planted in us until we started talking about it. So go ahead and grab a sip of your beverage, breathe, and we're going to dive in deeper right after these messages.
Five things you think are making you look classy and have etiquette, but they actually aren't. Number one, poking that pinky out while you're drinking your cup of tea, your coffee, or your wine. Tuck that pinky back in. It's actually outdated and overly pretentious. Number two, holding your wine glass by the bowl of the glass. Some people think that that's actually etiquette or a classy thing to do, when in fact it's not. All it does is leave fingerprints all over your glass and it warms your wine. What you want to do is hold it by the stem. Number three, tucking that napkin into your shirt. I know it seems like a good idea because it will help you avoid spills. Let me tell you, I know. But your napkin actually should be folded and then in your lap. Number four, cutting your food all at once. You're not a child. You don't need to pre-cut all your food. Just cut your food as you go. Number five, placing your utensils on the table between bites. I know sometimes we do that, and I know sometimes we just don't know what to do with our fork and our knife whenever we're eating or we're wiping our mouth or we're taking a drink. The proper way to do that is to lay your utensils on the side of your plate while you are still eating. Not only is that the proper way and it keeps everything clean and tidy, but it communicates to the server that you are still enjoying your meal. If you find that you do any of these things, don't be embarrassed. Just take a little time to refine yourself one baby step at a time. I found that taking tools in my life and making little changes along the way has actually brought me to the place I am in my knowledge today of etiquette and hosting. So just take
She don't rush when she stepping. She don't rush when she stepping. She let the room lean in. Roots deep, yeah, she grounded. Still fly when she move with them. Plants on the altar, smoke in the air. She been healing while she right here. She don't chase what's ready. She aligned and it appear. No, why? Mind right, body, body, loose spirit, talk when she move. Holistic royalty by cows. She don't say much, you can't tell. Holistic royalty, she move well. Mind, body, spirit, all in sync, she well. Holistic royalty by cows. She don't say much, you can't tell.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Love Palace family. Now, today was Monday, and if you didn't get an opportunity to tune in into Holistic Royalty by Kel's meditation, she did that today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when I tell you, you be feeling so relaxed, you have to come back. Like once you get through, you be like, oh, let me wake up, let me wake up. But it's so relaxing and eases your mind. So if you have not tapped into Holistic Royalty by Kels on YouTube, go ahead and check her out. She does meditations on Mondays and yoga bed yoga to be exact, and meditations on Friday. And you never know when she'll go live about anything else she's doing. Okay? So go ahead and tap in with her. All right, now. So let's go deeper into this conversation. Have you ever thought, what is the best etiquette? What is the best etiquette? It's actually something very simple. It's the kind that goes unnoticed. The best etiquette isn't about showing off how many rules you know. It's about being so graceful and kind that people just feel better when they're around you. It's not rigid, which includes things like greeting people warmly, listening more than you speak, being inclusive in conversation, and always saying please and thank you. It adapts to culture, content, and time. So there are some pillars in the word in this as well, in the word as well. Etiquette rules often include showing respect, practicing punctuality, dressing improperly, listening attentively, and expressing gratitude. Now the pillars of this is consideration, social grace, and integrity. They hold up the entire structure of a polite society. Respect, empathy, integrity, and self discipline. Respect honors others. Empathy is going to allow us to understand different perspectives. And integrity, I talk about integrity all the time. It's consistent between public behavior and private values. And that self discipline, ooh wee, that self discipline keeps our impulses in check. People often use words like manners and etiquette interchangeable, but there is a slight difference. So take a moment. Think of manners as the what, the general behaviors. The general behaviors like not chewing with your mouth open, right? Manners are the specific behaviors, such as saying please, or like I said, chewing with your mouth closed. Etiquette is the how and the why. It's the specific code of conduct for a specific setting, like knowing how to behave at a wedding versus a business meeting. The why those manners matter, and then apply, and when they apply, excuse me. The broader sense that explains why manners matter, and say that three times, manners matter, and when they apply. Today, etiquette has shifted away from stiff formal rituals and moved toward being tech savvy and inclusive. It's less about which side the butter knife goes on and more how you handle a group chat or when it's okay to send a work email on the weekend. Modern etiquette extends beyond dining rooms and formal events. It includes your tone when you're sending that email, text message timing, your workplace boundaries, and cultural sensitivity. It asks questions like, is it appropriate to call or should I text? Should I post this picture without permission? Am I dominating a conversation, a Zoom meeting, a social media platform? Mhm. There is perception that etiquette is declining in today's world. Hence this live today. because I have seen such a lack of etiquette, or respect. I was like, I'm going to talk about it. Part of this stems from rapid technology change, social media. Our lives have become more faster and more formal because we often, in a rush, we forget the small gestures that build community. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube have changed how we communicate. It creates a screen buffer. When people feel they can say things online that they would never say to someone's face. Let me say that again. Social media has made it easy for people to say things online that they would never, ever, ever say to someone's face. The lack of eye contact and physical presence makes it easy to forget is being a real human is being with feelings on the other side of that comment screen, on the other side of that screen. The speed of an online interaction often removes the pauses that the restraint requires. When we respond, when responses are instant, fast, and audience are large, the temptation to react without reflection definitely. So, since the social media has prompted this digital boundaries and ethics, DMs are private. You should unless for the safety or legal reason. Did y'all hear that? With permission. It's the fast untrustworthy. Y'all hear that? So negative publicity. Then immediately move the conversation to DMs, emails, phone calls for the resolution. In other words, let me say this because I know I hope this ain't too difficult. If you're having a issue with somebody on a social media platform, you can say, I acknowledge it publicly. I acknowledge what you're saying. But then you can have a private conversation, DM, email, phone call to resolve the issue. It does not need to be handled publicly. I don't know. Some people just like to do that anyway, which I think is a lack of etiquette. Read the room, people. Before you put a comment or hit the platform, right? Schedule contact, check things, even if it's something that's worldwide news. Check it, read the room. If a major or global local tragedy is occurring, pause your promotional post. Before posting, you should look at your content, check the news. Before entering a space, social media space. Read the room, read the things that's going on because you might be down there. You might sometimes on YouTube you could be so behind that there are you saying things in the chat or get up on a platform saying things and it's already been discussed or handled. Read the room. Accessibility matters. Use hashtag so screen readers can see if they have visibility, right? So, or speak. I know if people have hearing problems, if you can't hear well, try to project your voice, right? And using big in letters and hashtags and scrolling can also help with people that have certain disabilities, right? So, history gives us some wild examples of this. So, in the Victorian eye, bad etiquette might be a man walking on the wrong side of a lady on the sidewalk. Even then, it caused political tension. Whereas good etiquette involved incredibly complex social calling cards was seen as a diplomatic court where ambassadors carefully followed protocol to avoid offense. Today, bad etiquette includes checking your phone during a funeral or at a dinner table when you're supposed to be enjoying dinner on a date, or ghosting someone instead of having a tough conversation. Good modern etiquette is simply as holding the door open for someone whose hands are full, or sending a quick text message to let someone know you're running a few minutes late. Bad etiquette looks like public shaming, cyberbullying, or spreading misinformation without verification. Let's take another quick pause right now. Think about the last comment you read online that made you cringe, or the last social media platform or channel that you went to that might have made you cringe. Now, think about the last one that made you smile. Words carry weight, even on a screen. So, stay with me. I'm about to talk about why all of this truly matters right after these messages.
Stop saying I'm sorry when it had nothing to do with you. When someone shares something painful, many of us instinctively say, I'm so sorry you went through that. But here's the thing, you're not at fault. And in etiquette, sincerity matters more than self-blame. I had to learn that as well. Instead, try something that validates their experience without centering your guilt, such as, that must have been incredibly difficult, or no one deserves to go through that. Or, I can only imagine how upsetting that must have been. Or, you handled that so gracefully. Or, that sounds so unfair. How can I support you? These phrases show empathy without implying fault. And that's the difference between being polite and being truly considerate. Remember, empathy doesn't always begin with, I'm sorry. It begins with awareness, respect, and emotional presence. So let's refine together, one phrase at a time.
Georgia.
Update brand new smooth sailing episode. So mark Queen Kid. Let's close people. Basic, like guidelines of the road. There is less anxiety. It helps you build a strong professional reputation and deeper professional personal friendships, and better relationships altogether. Etiquette is important because it preserves dignity. It reduces conflict. It's going to help you build trust in your workplaces, in your family, in all other areas. In your career, it's going to help with your professionalism. In families, it's going to nurture harmony. And in community, it's going to create stability. When people feel respected, they are more likely to cooperate and less likely to escalate disagreement. Developing good etiquette is a lifelong journey of having self awareness, people. So, to start, practice active observation. This is what I'm offering you today. Active, active observation. Watch how that most Watch how the most respected people in the room react with others. Practice that art of the pause. Take a breath before you speak or hit send on a message to ensure your tone is helpful rather than hurtful. Make it a habit to use people's names and offer sincere compliments. And most importantly, work on listening skills. When you truly listen to someone, you're giving them the highest form of etiquette, your undivided attention. Let me say that again. Most importantly, Love Palace family, work on your listening skills. When you're really listening to someone, you're giving them the highest form of etiquette and undivided attention. Pay attention to how you speak and how you respond. Practice active daily listening. Study different cultural norms to broaden your understanding. Ask for feedback from family members, mentors, romantic partners. Read about professional standards in your field and observe people that you admire. Notice how they handle situations, introductions, and gratitude. Practice consistency with it. Etiquette is not for special occasions only, it's for ordinary Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No. It's for all days of the week. It's for grocery store lines. It's for staff meetings. It's for family dinners and online discussion. Keep that in mind. Like I said, this came up because of what I see, continue to see on social media. Ooh, the lack of etiquette. But not even that. People are just plain rude even outside in the outside world. It used to be, especially like since I moved to the South, I was excited about moving to the South because they say that people have that Southern hospitality. And they have it, but it's not really like how it used to be. People with the Southern hospitality be just as rude as well. So let's say this. Etiquette is the poetry of self control. It's the rhythm of restraint in a world that rewards reaction. It's the quiet discipline of choosing dignity when your ego wants that hand clap, that applause. Etiquette is not about which fork to pick up at the table. It's about whether you lift others when you have the chance. Let me say that again. It's not about choosing the right fork at the table, even though sometimes that matters. It's about whether you lift others when you have the chance. It's not about memorizing rules, it's about mastering self. Etiquette is the pause before the post, the breath before the reply, the softened tone when anger tries to take the microphone. It is understood that every interaction is an exchange of energy, and you are responsible for the energy you bring into the room. Let me say this again. Etiquette is understanding that every interaction has an exchange of energy, and you're responsible for the energy you bring into the room. Whether it's a boardroom, a classroom, a living room, or a comment section, your presence leaves fingerprints. There was a time when etiquette, as I mentioned before, was printed on cards in royal courts, guiding nobles and where to stand and how to bow. But today, there are no cards handed to us. There are no velvet ropes to royal announcers. Instead, there are everyday moments standing in a line at the grocery store. sitting in traffic, responding to a disagreement online, where your character is revealed without ceremony. Modern etiquette is not announced, it is observed. So, Love Palace, let me leave you with these closing words today. Etiquette says, I will not embarrass you to elevate myself. It says, I will disagree without dishonoring. It also says, I will listen fully before I respond. In a culture where interruption is common and outrage trends faster than truth, etiquette becomes revolutionary. It becomes a quiet rebellion against chaos. True etiquette is empathy in motion. It asks you to consider that everyone you meet is carrying something unseen. That cashier at the store might be grieving. The coworker you work with may be overwhelmed. And that stranger online may be projecting pain. Etiquette does not excuse poor behavior. Let's be real about this. Let's keep it a buck. It does not excuse poor behavior, but it refuses to add unnecessary harm. It chooses clarity over cruelty. Let me say that again. It chooses clarity over cruelty, fairness without humiliation, and correction without contempt. And let's be honest, etiquette requires resilience. It's easy to snap back. Trust me, family, it's so easy to snap back. Easy to roll them eyes and easy to dismiss. It takes discipline to respond with composure. It takes maturity to apologize without defending yourself. And it takes wisdom to know when silence is more powerful than the last word. Etiquette is not about pretending to be perfect. It's about practicing awareness. It's about asking yourself, am I making this space better or heavier? It's about recognizing that influence is not only measured in followers or titles, but in emotional safety that people feel around you. When you practice etiquette consistently, doors open, not because you demand them, but because people trust you. And trust is built in small moments. The return call, the punctual arrival, the sincere thank you, the respectful disagreement. These are not grand gestures, but they are powerful bricks in the foundation of reputation. Mhm. So, what does this mean for you and me? It means you become intentional. You steady your tone. You refine your responses. Observe before you assume. And practice gratitude out loud. Apologize sincerely and quickly. And forgive thoughtfully. Treat that janitor with the same courtesy as the CEO. Close doors gently. Silence your phone in shared spaces. And remember names and honor time. Etiquette is the evidence of inner alignment. When your values and your behavior agree, people can really feel that. There is a steadiness about you. You have a calm authority and a quiet confidence that does not need to be that does not need to belittle others to stand tall. And most importantly, Etiquette reminds us that we belong to one another, that our actions ripple, that every conversation has a chance to build or break, that being civil is not outdated, it's essential. So move through the world aware that you are always teaching someone to treat you how to treat them. Speak in a way that your future self will be proud of. React in a way that protects your peace. Walk into rooms with humility and leave them with grace. Because etiquette is not about impressing the world. Mm-mm. It's about impacting it. Let me say that again. Etiquette and manners is not about impressing the world, it's about impacting the world. It is not about being watched, it's about being remembered for your composure, your kindness, your strength under pressure. And when the noise fades and the trends shift, because they're going to shift, what remains is how you made people feel. Let your presence feel like respect. Let your words feel like care. And let your conduct feel the character. That is etiquette. That is power. And that is legacy. I want to thank everybody for coming to Daily Dose of D today. I hope you enjoyed this conversation that we had about etiquette. It's so much needed. Be polite, show manners, especially on this app right here. Well, I'm just saying, I'm on the app and I be sneaking in and listening to people, and the lack of courtesy and respect is just, ugh. The disrespect for males, females, family, and all that, calling all people's names and all that. Have an etiquette when you come into a chat. Say hi to the host in the panel. Don't just come in saying stuff in the chat. I don't know. I just think that's polite because when you walk in someone's house, you should say their name and acknowledge them. The way I grew up when I went to parties and things. I was always told if it's at somebody's house or get together, I went to the person that was hosting it, said thank you for inviting me, and introduced myself. I didn't know them, spoke to people around. When you are going into a house, a platform, or somewhere, be polite. Speak to people. It's rude when you don't. That's all I'm saying. Respect people's platform. Respect each other. And most importantly, respect yourself. Thank you for coming to the Love Palace. Peace and love to everybody. I have a little announcement after this live, so stay tuned after I finish here. Shout out to the replay game. Show me some love and make a comment or something. I see y'all watching. And please like, share, and subscribe because it is free to the 99. Yes, free to the 99. You can subscribe to me here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I will see you guys real soon. Peace and love to everyone. Have a great, great evening, morning, afternoon. Peace and love.
Soft light, evening glow. She make us and she'll let the magic flow. Bath and spray, a gentle star, body butter.
It's a secret. Coming soon. Stay tuned.
Every drop, every sin.
We are creating something wonderful. Stay tuned. It's a secret.
My mind's breaking so slow. a magic medicine. She medicine, show us how to bless it.
Hey, Queen Kels, do you want to give them a hint?
Blended. No yet. We are still working on the surprise, so shh.
Every night, every wave, your spirit rises.
And another thing.
Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D.
Hey y'all, quick heads up. Daily Dose of D will not be airing Tuesday, but we'll be back Wednesday just like I never left. See you then.
Wrap yourself in satin, truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth.
And another thing, please learn some social media etiquette. If y'all see a video that surfaced or resurfaced on your For You page, please read the room, read the comments, or look at the date. Some of y'all are responding on 1 and 2 year old posts. It's old, it's irrelevant. Why did you even waste your thumb energy to go ahead and write your comment? Block. Also, when you see somebody going live and the host go live and they invite you on the panel, mute your mic. Mute your mic. Don't come up there with all that loud background and noises and stuff like that. Mute your mic. That's the proper way to do. That's how you do it when you enter people's homes. And also speak. Say hello and say hello to everybody. And if you don't like somebody's content, block them. Why write a negative comment with your opposing opinion? Y'all just don't make it make sense to me. If I don't like it, I'm scrolling. Or I'm saying not interested. Something. Y'all that be coming up here with no profile pictures, baby, we in 2024. Put one of your good pics up. Something in your Sunday's best. Okay? That's the fastest way to get you blocked. And if you have a user 258-20,000 million number, no. If you had no, you're going to get blocked. That's it. I don't know you. You're a troll. See ya. Trolls like to report. Bye. When y'all get up on here and y'all say, excuse me, excuse the mess, it's no need to apologize. You knew that mess was here before you press record. Now listen, by all means, our lives and stuff do get busy. But you can't say nothing when somebody say something about your background. Make sure it's clean. At least part of it. I just rather y'all get up here and say, listen, y'all, I ain't cleaned my room enough in the day. I've been just throwing clothes and stuff everywhere, but here's the fit. OTTTD of the day. That's it. Just be honest. No need to apologize to me. That's your house, not mine.
Love like she don't just love, she heals and key. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of D. In the land is free. In the love palace, ships dock even key. Yeah, we guide the tide. God is deep. Whispering back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love, a daily dose.